This is Romo Dunze, and you're listening to the Ballsville podcast.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Hello. What is up, Ballsville Nation? Welcome to the Ballsville podcast. Here today, brought to you by the BallsvilleGame.com, combining poker and fantasy football to bring you great odds and great payouts. How is everybody out there today? Good to see you. I am here today with my panel of good buddies. Actually, all three of these guys I consider to be good friends of mine, so I'm pretty stoked on today's panel. We got a regular now, I should say. Jimbo, how you doing, Jimbo?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got home a little late and running outside. It's supposed to rain and wind 50 mile an hour, so I was getting everything put away on the pool deck so it don't blow away. But I'm here now.
It's crazy, man. We had some crazy ass wind out here in Vegas yesterday too, and like some dust storms that looked like they were straight out of the Sahara Desert. It was nutty. So I know how you feel. And we have a returning second timer, I'll say this time around, because he is here for back-to-back weeks after doing such a great job last week. How are you, my friend Ray 760 side on Sleeper? What's going on, buddy?
What's up, guys? How you doing? Glad to be back for another return. This one's going to be a lot more milder. Let me just say that on my end, anyway.
That's what he says now, but we'll get him going, guys. Don't you worry.
Give me 30 minutes.
And then the man that introduced me to Ray initially, which I've never thanked him for and never will I thank him for, our good buddy, Tattooed Tortoise, my friend Trevor. How you doing, dude?
Good. How about you guys? Good to be back. Cheers. Started off, Ray.
Just know too, Ray and Trevor have a fun little like banter that they like to do back and forth. And usually when you get the three of us together, it's pretty bad. But just the two of them alone can create some havoc. So looking forward to a nice, fun episode, to say the least.
Yeah, a lot of good memories live drafting with you guys.
Right. And as you guys can see, Trevor is a Cowboys fan in the back. So, in honor of Gay Pride Month, we'd like to say, thanks for being here, Trevor.
I'll just let it go.
He can't even reply. He just seems stunned, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't expect us to honor his month like that. He's really excited about it.
The internet never forgets.
Before we go get crazy on some NFL news, guys, do us a favor, go like and subscribe and all that good jazz. It helps us out here. It gives us an opportunity to keep doing this for you because we do put a lot of time and effort into this. And, it's nice to feel loved every now and then. So thank you so much for all you people out there that are doing that. We honestly do appreciate you guys. And all you guys that are in our comment section, you guys are amazing. You guys are a lot of our regulars. We see Ethan's in here, Cyborg's in here. What's up, buddy? It's good to see you. Francis is in here along with Mr. Francis. Both Alejandro and Francis are here, so it's great to see both you guys too. Todd's here too. Good to see you, Todd. Hope the kids are doing well. So there's a lot of good regular friends in here, man. All you guys commenting away, so we really, really do appreciate you guys. And we want to hear your opinions on what we have to say. So, going right on into the first topic of the day, why don't we talk about the elephant in the NFL room right now and this crazy weird trade that happened between the Steelers and Dolphins, which I don't know, was it one trade? Was it two trades? I mean, it was kind of announced in this weird way, so I really had no idea which was which. But the bottom line was that the Dolphins ended up trading and getting Minka Fitzpatrick and a fifth rounder from the Steelers in exchange for Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and a seventh rounder. If I'm off on that at all, guys, I'm sorry, but that's kind of the gist of what I gathered. I'm curious on what your guys' opinion is on this. It's not a huge move per se in the NFL world, but I do think it has quite a bit of fantasy implications. And being that we're a fantasy podcast, I think that that's definitely something we should discuss. So the first thing I want to ask you guys is solely based on the tight end aspect here. What do you guys think about how this affects Jonnu Smith going from the Dolphins over to the Steelers? And then on top of that, what does it do to Pat Freiermuth over there also? I mean, is that basically kill him completely dead in the water or what? So Trevor, why don't you, since you're the new guy, man, why don't you kick us off, dude, and give us a breakdown on what you feel about those two guys in that Steelers locker room?
Well, I was initially pretty high on Jonnu. I've been drafting him in a couple of these Ballsville drafts, but I don't know. It's kind of a little bit unnerving. I did like Freiermuth for like late round tight end in case you just punted the position altogether, but Jonnu did finish fourth last year, almost 900 yards. I think like 8 touchdowns. So he's kind of on fire for that second half of the year, and I don't really know what it means when he goes to the Steelers. It's great for Rodgers, I guess, another pass catcher, and I'm assuming they're going to run the 2 tight end sets now. So I don't really see myself taking a whole lot of Jonnu anymore, especially for like the price that you have to take him. I think he's coming off the board maybe like a round or 2 after Kittle. So I don't know. I guess we're going to wait and see. You know, I'm sure he's going to get hyped up in camp, and as soon as you see a couple videos of him catching some touchdowns, maybe he stays where he's at or goes up. But for right now, I'm going to push him down the board a little bit.
Yeah. What do you think, Ray? You agree with Trevor on that one, or you think he's kind of sticking around where he was before for you?
Yeah, he definitely, I agree with Trevor. He dropped down on my board a lot. I think that it's going to be good for nobody over there because now there's going to be too many people to throw the ball to. And they also have RJ Harvey, who's going to be the rookie that's coming in, who's also a great pass catcher. So I think him with the addition of DK Metcalf, and then they also have Pat Freiermuth. It's going to be a lot of mouths to feed, and it's going to be like every given Sunday, you know?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying there. Jimbo, you think so? You think so too, or you got a different take?
Well, again, I think it's, you know, our boy Arthur Smith go ahead and wreck everybody's fantasy tight end program. Realistically, I think, you know, like Trevor said, they're going to run 2 tight ends. I think they brought Smith in to do the majority of the work, and that's blocking to protect Aaron Rodgers and help that, you know, backfield run. I think Freiermuth's going to get a lot of the dump off passes. I don't really see Smith playing a big part like he did in Miami in the past game.
See, I don't agree with that, to be honest with you. Not to hate on your first statement right out the gate, Jimbo, but I definitely don't agree with like the fact that Freiermuth is going to be involved at this point. I think they brought Jonnu in, and Jonnu, because of the way that he overshadowed Kyle Pitts in the offense that Arthur Smith was running, I really do think that he's planning on utilizing Jonnu as the number 1 guy. And I think he considers Freiermuth a jag at this point, and he wanted to bring in his guy for his offense.
You look at the stats that Smith had underneath Arthur Smith.
At Jonnu Smith, I remember Jonnu Smith overshadowed Kyle Pitts in that offense towards the end. And everybody was basically
300 yards passing in Arthur Smith's schemes. 200-300 yards a year.
Well, hey, I mean, it's not like a lot of people get good passing yards in Arthur Smith's scheme in general, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think he's going to do more blocking than he's going to do catching the football.
I feel you. Yeah, no, I definitely understand that, guys. And then on the flip side of that one, like, what do you guys think about what this does to the Dolphins D-back room? I mean, their number 1 guys, I think, are like, I want to say it's like Cam Smith and like Duck Storm or something like that is like the 2 top cornerbacks right now for the Dolphins. So do you feel like that you're looking at your matchups now and you're going, hey, man, anybody playing the Dolphins as far as my wide receivers are concerned, I'm looking to start them every single time? Do you think they're that bad of a D-back group at this point? Or do you think that adding Minka like helps enough to put them where they're like it's not that big of a deal? You know, you can go ahead and start, Ray. I want to see what you have to say.
Well, definitely losing Jalen Ramsey is a big hit, and you're not replacing him with Fitzpatrick. That's just absurd. So I think they definitely are going to be terrible on defense. And as we know, the offense, Tua is 1 hit away from being done as well. And we know how all those guys on that team on the offense play when he's not there. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough year, I think, for the Dolphins. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of arguments. And at the end of the day, Mike McDaniel is going to be fired. I'm saying.
So you think that Mike McDaniel is actually going to get fired this year? You really do think it's going to happen?
I think it's going to happen. Week 9.
I'm on the Ray train with that one. Honk, honk.
That's right.
I mean, are you ever not on the Ray train at this point? I mean, really? Like we talked about this. I do think that the more we've talked about this, the more I do think that there is some sort of genetic connection between the two of you that we're not aware of at this point. Either we're not aware of, or you're not aware of, or all three. But there's definitely something going on here. Oh, I love it. Oh man, Trevor, where are you at on all this Jimbo and Ray love that's going on?
For Miami side, I think it's probably kind of the best situation that we could get for fantasy purposes, because if they have a shitty defense and they can somewhat put together anywhere close to that explosive offense we've seen a couple years ago, I mean, it's kind of looking a little bit like the Bengals, just terrible defense. You have to throw the ball constantly. So I've seen Achane rising up the boards a little bit just for that fact of maybe he's getting some more pass catching now that Jonnu's not there. And then I don't know, does that make Waddle and Tyreek Hill more interesting now? Are they values now in drafts because of the available targets that Jonnu's leaving on the board?
I mean, I'm with you on that. I think they've been value targets up until this point, and I think they're just even more valuable targets at this point. Mm-hmm. And to me, I honestly think it's Waddle who's the number one guy that's going to benefit, because who's to say they don't trade away Tyreek Hill at this point still? And then Waddle becomes the top guy on the offense with the worst defense and a decent offensive-minded head coach who can still, produce some points. At least he's proven that his offenses can score. Whether or not they're a good team in general is a different story. So, I'm with you on that one. I definitely think this benefits both. I think it's both. I think it gives the Dolphins receivers a bump, and I think it gives anybody who plays the Dolphins D-backs a bump. I really do. I mean, I think you're looking at those matchups now, and you're making sure that no matter what, if you got a guy who's like, your potential last flex guy, and he happens to be a receiver against the Dolphins D-backs versus like maybe a running back or tight end on some other squad, you're going to play that receiver because of the fact that he's playing the D-backs against the Dolphins D-backs, and that's basically where I think it'll fall. So I'm with you both on that one. I definitely feel like that's going to leave us with an opportunity there to find some really good fantasy value. So
I also like what you added there as far as letting people know about the other team, and who they're going to be playing as far as their opponents. So if you have any players, you're going to put them in playing against the Dolphins moving forward. So I like that point.
Oh, absolutely. I think that you have to at this point. You got to look at that team. I mean, they got Minka, right? I think they have one other safety that I don't know why his name is escaping me right now. That's on that team. That I think he's a decent safety too. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But otherwise, though, I mean, their cornerbacks are just crap. I mean, I would say crap. They're just unknown, I guess you could say. So at this point, I'm targeting them until they prove me otherwise.
Well, it just tells you they're going to play, a lot of zone.
Yeah, right. To say the least.
Yeah, with Fitzpatrick, I mean, he's going to stuff up the middle of the field. So, an X wide receiver is definitely going to have advantage because they're not going to be playing man. So that, they're going to play off line, kind of, like Tampa had to do last year because they sucked so bad on defense. So kind of the same problem, but I look for them to play a lot of zone.
Yeah, I really do agree with you guys. So, and that's really, there wasn't a whole lot of other NFL news that we could talk about. I mean, with the exception of, maybe going over a little bit about what we think about Terry McLaurin's contract situation. But, to me, that's a much ado about nothing scenario. So I don't want to go too much time on it, but we can touch base on the fact that they're seeming to be pretty far off. And right now, it's kind of at a place right now where I just don't feel like there's going to be anything happening this year. I don't think that means he's not going to be on the team this year. I just don't think that they're going to come to an agreement on extension, and it's going to bleed over in the next offseason.
Well, we could talk about the whole Waller thing if you want. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, we did have Waller pop in here too. So, I mean, is that even really worth throwing a Waller at? I mean, do you guys think that we should discuss Waller here a little bit? What do you think, Trev? You brought him up.
I mean, even the last 2 seasons he was here, it was kind of bad, like embarrassing at points. A lot of flashbacks of Kyle Pitts right there. But I don't know. He retired for a reason, right? And so maybe he's just trying to get a check. I can't really tell you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think he retired because he was having some mental issues and mental breakdown problems, because we know he has like an issue when it comes to that in his history. And then I know him and his wife were separating and all that happened at the same time. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a whole kind of let me get my head right before I try to go back and actually play for a team again thing.
Oh yeah, Miami's gonna fix everything.
Yeah, right. That's the perfect team to go to.
From Vegas to Miami, yeah. Those are nothing alike.
A lot of people spending a lot of FAB on him this week.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So we got something here that I'm really excited about for you guys. So we did something last week as far as the segment that everybody seemed to really like. We kind of themed it around the science class concept, and everybody had a good time with it. So we thought we'd compound on that a little bit and move right on into lunchtime, baby. So blow the whistle. Here we go, rolling right on into lunchtime. Wake up from science class and go eat yourself some food. So what we're going to do, guys, is how this is going to work is you're going to have the four of us, we're each going to pick ourselves an item that's going to be a part of our lunch item. And we have a $10 budget. So we can't just go and pick the number one guy. You know, you only got a few bucks. You know, we all don't have money when we're in school. We can only afford enough, you know, just for a few things here and there. So that's basically where we're at on our lunch. We got a $10 budget, and we're just going to go ahead and buy what we can with that. Each person has a position. They're going to run through their top 12 for that position, and then they're going to tell us who they're taking, why they're taking him, and what food that player is associated with on their lunch tray. So we're going to bring up some visuals for you guys and hope that we can play along with this and turn this into a lot of fun, just like we did with science class, because, hey, we all know how much we love to laugh on this podcast. So first one up is going to be our good buddy Jimbo, because he's always a great one to start it out. Jim, I'm going to pull up your top 6 tight ends here for you. This is what you gave us. So this is Jim's top 5 scoring tight ends for the fantasy season this year, okay? So his number 1 scoring tight end is Trey McBride, which surprises the crap out of me. His number 2 is Brock Bowers. His number 3 is George Kittle. Number 4, Mark Andrews. Number 5 is Dalton Kincaid, my boy. And number 6 is Jake Ferguson. So before we move into exactly who you're taking, Jimbo, let's get a little bit of feedback from the other 2 panelists here. What do you guys think of this order? Other than that glaring mistake at the top of the board there, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only problem I have is Brock Bowers is probably going to be the number 1. I know Trey McBride, he's a great player, but he didn't have that many touchdowns last year. I know he had about 111 receptions, which is outstanding. But I think Brock Bowers, on the team he's on, with the kind of weapons they have, and they didn't really add anything except for Genty, I still think that he's going to eat. So I would just move Brock Bowers where the Trey McBride thing is, and maybe move Mark Andrews out of number 4. I mean, I get where he's coming from. We'll see if he can come back from what happened on the last game of last year. We all know what happened. So I would put Mark Andrews a little lower.
You would move Mark Andrews down. That's the guy that I'm looking at too, is the Mark Andrews in the top 5 is shocking. Trevor, is that where you're at, or you got a different opinion? I know you got your boy Jake Ferguson in there. You want to talk about him at all?
I got McBride and Bowers kind of in the same tier, so you could make an argument for either one. I'm probably taking Bowers. I like Kittle at 3. I've been drafting him a lot. And as for the last 3, none of those are. I mean, I got Ferguson, I think, as my 12th tight end, and that's ahead of Kincaid and Mark Andrews. So I have T.J. Hawkinson up there. I have Evan Ingram and Njoku, Laporta, and then even Kelsey above those 3.
Wow. So you got a different order altogether there.
Yeah.
So, I'm kind of with you guys. I have a different order too, but I do feel like the tight end after the top 2, there's really, you could have a lot of variance, and I wouldn't hate you for any decision you made at that point. Jimbo, what do you think, man? I know you want to defend your order here, so go ahead and give us a breakdown on that.
I agree. I agree a lot with what Trevor just said. Probably the only one that would be in there also would be Hawkinson. But the reason that I kind of changed my top picks around is it's got a lot to do with offensive schemes that are going to be getting run. and the quarterbacks that are throwing to them and what else they have for wide receivers. Okay. So Trey McBride, there's really nobody to throw the football to in all reality, except Harrison. Okay. So I feel he's, just as well as a wide receiver in that offense. And not to mention Murray loves the guy. Now, Ray made a good point. McBride did not have a lot of touchdowns, but he did have a lot of volume. So, hopefully he turns those around into touchdowns. But Bowers, I think, takes a step back for a couple reasons in my mind. Is the quarterback play. Geno doesn't throw to the tight end a whole lot. And I think that they're going to be dropping the ball off in the flat to Jenny more than what they have in the past with the backs that they had. And so I think Bowers takes a step back. I think Betch comes in as a wide receiver capable of playing the middle of the field in the slot, and is going to take a lot of those middle of the field throws that Brock Bowers was getting. On the other hand, George Kittle is, I feel, the same type of deal as McBride, only better. He is, like another wide receiver there, and Purdy loves him, and there's really nobody else to throw football to. And he's a touchdown guy. As long as he can stay healthy, he should be good. Now, Andrews is probably my wild card in there, and I'm basing that on, the quarterback. The quarterback loves him. Andrews has been injured. I think he comes and has a bounce back year. Same with Kincaid. There's not a whole lot of guys to throw football to. And Kincaid, I think, just had a bad year last year. I'm counting on him to have a bounce back year if they have any hopes of making it to the Super Bowl. He's going to have to play big. Now, Ferguson is the same type of situation. Dak likes the guy. He's big in the middle of the field, and he's a touchdown machine. Probably the only mistake I probably would have made in there that I'll go ahead and take with Trevor throwing that in there is I probably should have put Hawk at 4 instead of Andrew.
So I have a question. With the 6 up here, what about Sam Laporta?
I don't like – dude, I grew up in Michigan. I love the Lions. The Lions have been smoked. I just feel they lost too much in the offseason, and I'm not counting on any Lions players to do well this year in fantasy. Yeah, I just think they're going to have an off year. I mean, there's a lot of people saying that they might not even win 10 games.
We've heard your opinion on the Lions before you stand on that.
I like the Lions. I just don't think they're going to have a good year. They got a tough schedule.
So who are you taking then, Jimbo, here on your lunch tray? Who's going to be your?
Okay, my Mr. George Kittle is my man because I think he's going to have big volume, big touchdowns, and I think he's going to have a killer year.
What type of food do you is your George Kittle?
I'm looking at him as a protein man, and the best vegetable I can think of would be broccoli.
Look at that, guys. George Kittle's broccoli.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. So he's putting broccoli on our lunch tray in high school, guys, just so you know, like this wasn't meant to be like actual food you're going to eat because we all know we didn't put broccoli on our lunch tray when we went to school. But hey, I can understand that the reason that he wanted to eat was a broccoli man. So I can get that.
Jimbo was an athlete in high school. Yeah. He's eating all the vegetables.
Oh man, so all right, guys. So that's it. We got broccoli on our tray. It means we're gonna have to eat it. So hey, thanks. Everybody can thank Jimbo for that. You guys are gonna have to eat your vegetables now, thanks to Jimbo.
Thanks, Jimbo.
So moving on, the next one here we're gonna have the next set. It will be that's actually, I'm sorry guys, that is a $2 price tag on George Kittle because you were having to buy him about the middle round. So he's gonna be a $2 price tag for our $10 budget. On the Kittle thing. So to me, I wouldn't have wanted to spend more than $1 out of my 10 on a tight end. But hey, this was Jim prices. He chose him.
Yeah, I even saved money. What would it have been to take Bowers or McBride? I mean, that moved up a whole nother tier, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We wouldn't have been able to get the next item on our list, which
that's part of the decision. I stayed in budget.
Right? Hey, I'm not going to hate you for it, my friend. The next group on the list goes to Trevor's guys. And Trevor's going to be our running back man. So here's Trevor's list of top 12 scoring players in the running back room. He's got Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Devon Achane, and Ashton Genty rounding out the top 6. Follow that up by Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Bucky Urban, Josh Jacobs, and Alvin Kamara as his final 7 through 12. So before we go too crazy into that, I don't really see a whole lot on this list that screams at me too much, with the exception of maybe Alvin Kamara sitting at the 12 hole. I might have been able to really find somebody slightly more, sought after for myself that I would have put in that hole. Maybe somebody who happens to be wearing a Bills jersey would have been a good guy for that spot. But, that's just myself. Other than that, though, I don't really see a whole lot of hate on this list personally. So what about you, Ray? You got any thought processes on this before we let Trevor break it down for us?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good list. It's the Christian McCaffrey at number 4 for me that's jumping out. I mean, look, I like the guy. We know what he can do. He will win you the league. I would replace it with Derrick Henry at number 4 because that guy's just not aging. I think he's, 22, 23, something like that. Anyways, that's how he plays. Christian McCaffrey, though, I mean, the injuries last year, everybody was hyped to get him. He was going number 1 overall, and then they failed to tell us some information. So, that's kind of shady. I don't see Christian McCaffrey doing that again, but there is a possibility that he can. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, but I'm with you on that. It's definitely a boomer bust. Both of his 4 and 5 guys are boomer bust guys, in my opinion. But is there anybody that stands out to you, Jimbo, before we let Trevor?
Well, everybody knows how I feel about Jenny, but so I won't make him creep up. But I agree with Tennessee Nick and chat. I think I would take Bucky Irving and move him up in the number 5 hole. And I would also move Derrick Henry into the number 2 hole.
Wow. Okay, you got Henry all the way up at number 2, huh? Behind Jan.
And I would put Gibbs where McCaffrey.
Way out of the top.
Gibbs where McCaffrey is. Yeah.
And where would McCaffrey go on your list, Jimbo?
He would go in the
airport.
He would take Henry's spot at 7.
Oh shit!
Oh man, I like. Yeah, what about Jonathan Taylor too? Not being on.
Wait till he's sitting.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor's not on the list.
On mine all goddamn year. He sit on my bench all year, so
And you know what? I got actually one more thing. Josh Jacobs, number 11. Who do you think you are? That man's way up on the board for me.
Well, why is he down there?
I have no idea. This is number 11. I mean, I would have him. I would take him over Chase Brown. I would take him over Kyron Williams.
This is your board.
No, it's Trevor.
No,
Tattoo Tortoise's board.
Oh, it's Trevor's?
Yeah.
It's Trevor's. Yeah, these are Trevor's picks. Ray wouldn't be arguing with his own picks here. Sure. Oh man!
Last week I had too many drinks, and this week now I'm delusional.
All right, so that's Trevor's top 12 running backs there. Trevor, do you want to give us a little bit of a insight? You don't have to go guy through guy like Jimbo did, but you got any specifics you want to bring out on one of these guys, or any reasons why you have them where you have them?
Well, I see like Bijan, Gibbs, Barkley in like their own tier, and then McCaffrey, Achane, Genty, Henry in like their next tier. So you can kind of jumble those guys up kind of however you want. We kind of touched on Achane already. I'm expecting big things from Genty, and I think like a lot of people have just forgotten how good McCaffrey is because we haven't seen him on the field last year. But if they're saying that he's good to go, he's healthy, everything's 100%, then you kind of have to give him the respect that he deserves. And if that's the case, you could make an argument for him to still be number 1. And then the Chase Brown, Kyron, Bucky, Josh Jacobs would probably be the next tier. And then probably Kamara in his own tier with JT, James Cook, maybe James Conner, Chuba.
Oh, I mean, I would put him in a Conner tier, but I would put JT and James Cook above both those guys. That's just me.
Well,
I'm
interested to see where Ethan says he'd put Bucky.
I mean, we can let him throw that up in the comment section. Yeah. I know you get upset with Ethan, Jimbo. I don't want him to get you all red in the head.
No, I see him making in here that Bucky at 5. Where would he put him? He can put it in chat, and I'll look.
Yeah, well, I just think that the Saints just struggled a little bit, and Kamara still finished number 9 last year. He only had 6 touchdowns, 8, I guess, 2 receiving. So it could go the other way just as easily as it went down this year. And I don't see James Cook coming up with 18 touchdowns again this season. So that's why I don't have him anywhere close to top 12.
Okay. Well, I get you, man. I mean, Ethan's only moving Bucky up 2 spots on your list to 8. So it's not like it's a huge difference on that end.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these guys, they're all in the same area. So if you like one more than the other, you're going to have to draft them ahead of these guys either way. So these guys are all going in maybe the second round on the back end. So,
yeah. So that's basically our 12 running backs. So who's your guy out of your 12? Let's move on into our tray here. We did, to remind everybody, we did have our $2 George Kittle broccoli dish that we're all going to have to wolf down at some point during our meal. So Trevor, where are you taking us next after this broccoli? You better give us something a little bit more palpable.
I'm going to take Derrick Henry. I think he's fallen down the draft board a little bit too far. And I think you can technically have him as your RB1 if you're going to go wide receiver early, or he could be a great running back 2 in your team. So I think he's just a great value this season, and I think he's going to continue to do what he's been doing.
All right. And what kind of food product would you consider Derrick Henry to be in this lunchtime game that we're playing?
Well, if I would have seen the tray ahead of time, I would have maybe picked something else, but I picked classic Lay's potato chips.
How do you not know your own high school lunch tray, bro? I mean, come on.
Derrick Henry wouldn't have anything to do with a bag of potato chips.
How do you think he bulks up on the off season?
I bet it ain't potato chips.
It's a lot of Saratoga water.
Well, the reason I picked the potato chips is because, like, you're walking down the aisle and you're probably not super excited that that's the only flavor they got. You know, there's not anything exciting, no Doritos, no flavored chips, nothing, and you end up with the classic potato chips. But I mean, they're still delicious. You're gonna enjoy them, and you're gonna eat the whole damn bag. So
you could have went with like some flaming hot Cheetos or something.
Yeah, I like the flaming hot Cheetos type.
Yeah. Come on,
that might have been
like Genty. Genty
come
would
on,
have been
man.
The hot Cheetos.
Derrick Henry,
the new hotness.
Steak, according to Trevor.
Yeah.
Oh, the other.
Yeah,
Trevor.
I definitely ain't paying $6 for a bag of chips. So
you might be soon enough. You live in California.
Yeah, that's true.
See, look, he says Derrick Henry is a meatloaf. That's what Paul said.
What the original thing was, but that was
the original item. Yeah. So. We should have went with the meatloaf.
Yeah, the meatloaf face was pretty good.
Hey, you know what, guys? We're working with what we got. Okay, our graphic department is fully up to par yet, so we didn't really have time to pick things up at the last minute. So we ended up with broccoli and a bag of chips. So just be happy, guys. Give us a break.
Oh, maybe you could see it. I don't know if you could see it, but that was my meatloaf, Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
I gave him a Titans helmet, but.
all I keep seeing is that ridiculously weird helmet in the background. So just any least of the amount of that helmet we can get, I'm happy.
And what is that? An LA Dodgers hat he's got on?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Jesus.
I know, right? It's a double whammy. So Derrick Henry is going to cost us $6, guys, because he's going in the RB2, the high RB2, low RB1 range. So he's a little bit more expensive of a player. And then our $10 budget, that takes us out to a whopping $8 so far. So we have $2 more left for 2 more items. So next item on the bid is going to be myself. And I'm going to run through the receivers for you guys. So my top receivers, these are the scoring receivers in this order. I have obviously everybody's top 2, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson in that order. And then I have CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, Nico Collins, and Drake London rounding out my top 6. Followed by Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Thomas. Why do I have Drake London in there twice? I have no idea. So that is a this typo. Malik Neighbors, Lad McConkey, and Marvin Harrison. I'm going to tell you guys real quick because I'm going to look on my other sheet where I screwed up on the typo. And I put Drake London in.
Yeah, it's on both phones.
So I don't know what
you could slot in like AJ
I like
Brown.
Drake London that much. I got him twice. Yeah, we'll put AJ Brown in in at 12, and we'll move everybody else up. How's that sound? Because he was actually my next guy anyway. So I do have AJ Brown in here at 12. Malik Neighbors would be 9, Ladd would be 10, and Marvin would be 11. So anybody stand out to you guys on this one? I'll defend myself as you guys go along, other than the obvious double whammy there.
Well, we definitely know who you're going to be picking in the fantasy drafts. I'm going to have to go with, I don't think that Brian Thomas is going to finish number 8, especially with the addition of what's his name? Hunter.
Travis Hunter.
There you go. Travis Hunter. Thank you. I was having a brain fart. Yeah, with the addition of him, I think that he's just going to eat into the numbers of Brian Thomas. And also, we haven't really seen strong play out of Trevor Lawrence. So it kind of scares me. I'm not saying that he's not good by the stretch of the imagination, but I just don't think that he should be number 8.
No, I get what you're saying there. It's definitely a stretch, but I just have that much faith in what I saw out of the kid last year. And also, it might be slightly because I'm a little bit of FOMO, not that he's not wearing a Bills jersey. But, that's just because I really wanted them to trade up for him. Trevor, you got anything to say about my receivers here? And again, leave me alone on my London.
It's pretty much the same guys, just like kind of mixed up a little bit. I'd probably have Amon-Ra up a little higher, probably ahead of Puka. Puka, I'd probably have at 5. He is kind of making me nervous with the whole Adams thing because I'm starting to get a little hyped up on Adams. Love Nico. Drake London's a little high for me. I'd probably have him closer to 9, where the second Drake London is. And then Neighbors way higher. It's probably at like 5 or 6, up there with Puka. And then McConkey, he's kind of been falling off my board now. A lot of the stuff I've been hearing about the Chargers and them running the ball, and there might not be a whole lot of passing where they had to kind of dip into that last season with not being able to run the ball. So time will tell.
Yeah, no, I get you. I mean, it's definitely what's the word I'm looking for? Controversial list, I guess you could say. Getting a lot of flack from the guys in the chat, and I get it. It's a receiver is one of those positions, though. I do feel like there's a solid, it's 17 or so that I'm happy with as my wide receiver one if I need him to be. So I don't really think you go wrong if you mix this list up and drop 3 guys off this list and switch them out. I still wouldn't hate what you did. So there's really a lot of variances, I guess, what I'm getting at.
Yeah, it all just depends on if, are these guys your wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2?
Yeah, exactly. What do you think, Jimbo? You got anything to say?
Not really. It's pretty basic. I mean, I think London's going to have a good year, so you can put him over there. Collins is going to have a killer year because they're going to have to throw the ball for their life every week with no offensive line at all. They're not going to run the ball, that's for sure. Maybe McConkey up a little higher than you got him. On the other hand, I disagree with Trevor on the Brian Thomas thing. I don't think Hunter's going to play that much offense. I think he's going to play more defense. And so I don't think Thomas is going to be affected at all. I'd probably move Thomas up a little bit, definitely over Brown. And I would probably move McConkey up to where Thomas's area, a couple spots up. But, yeah, it's pretty basic.
There's a lot of funny comments.
I'm laughing at Ethan in the chat, yeah.
What's that?
I was watching that game. That game killed me.
It's that. The
Nixon game. Yeah. 36 times.
Tennessee Nick wants to know where Calvin Austin is. He laughed about my Calvin Austin.
Yeah, he likes your Calvin Austin take last week.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, so out of these 12 receivers, guys, I'm going to take, and remember now, I only have a $2 available because we had $2 broccoli George Kittle, and we had $6 Derrick Henry potato chips that we all agree should have been meatloaf. And our next one up is going to be our soda, and it's going to be Marvin Harrison as our Dr. Pepper. And yes, it's not Marvin Harrison in the picture, guys. We have copyright issues.
Copyright issues.
Dr. Pepper, Marvin Harrison.
Oh, yeah, he has his own private endorsement deal he wasn't allowed on here.
It almost looks like the guy from the the insurance commercials.
It does.
Like,
Right? It's like Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, Jake from
like
State
a
Farm, bro.
like a young Carlos Hyde or something.
I love it. Oh man, it's not even a number, right? It's like a C7
Yeah.
and a 5C on one side. Oh man, like I said, guys, our graphic department is in the making. So
It's a work in progress.
yeah, we're working on it.
We're building the AI.
Oh man, but I'm telling you, I'm taking Marvin Harrison because, like Trevor said with Derrick Henry, you're getting good value for your money right here. You know, he's going at a point in the drafts where you can snag him as your wide receiver 2 or even 3 sometimes. And he's going to be a solid player, in my opinion. I think that he's going to take a step forward. I think rookie season was just kind of a little bit more of a learning curve for him than people realized. And I think at the value you're going to get, the points at the end of the season are going to be worthwhile for you. So he's going to cost us a whopping $1, guys. So we're basically getting our soda for $1, just like it's a McDonald's drive-through. So next up on that puts us at a total of $9, guys. So we got one more $1 left to spend on what position is left, everybody? The quarterback. And we're going to pass that one right on over to our good buddy Ray after I list off these 12 quarterbacks so he can break down why his list looks like this, because he's definitely going to have some splaining to do. So we've got top of the list, everybody's favorite JA17, Josh Allen, sitting right there at number 1 like he should and always will be. Lamar Jackson sitting at number 2, Joe Burrow at number 3, Jalen Hurts at number 4, Jaden Daniels at number 5, and rounding out the top 6 is Baker Mayfield. Number 7 is Bo Nix. Number 8 is Drake May. Number 9 is Justin Herbert. Number 10 is Patrick Mahomes. Number 11 is Dak Prescott. And rounding out the top 12 is good old Jared Goff up there in Detroit. So now that everybody has woken up from passing out reading this list, go ahead, Jimbo, and let us know.
I think we lost a couple of people after you took that slide.
I'm okay with the top 6. After that, it gets a little different. I'm Dak Prescott doesn't even make the list. Sorry, Trevor.
This is definitely
I love that he's not on the list. That means I could get him late in the drafts. And
yeah, I like the Bo Nix. I like the Drake May, Justin Herbert. They're about the same grouping. Patrick Mahomes, I probably would have moved up to 7 and brought down Nix and May and Herbert. And Prescott, I wouldn't have on there, neither Jared Goff. But top 6 look good.
What about you, Trevor? You got anything stands out?
I don't have Drake May, Herbert, or Goff in my top 12. I'd probably put Kyler in there, Justin Fields.
Ooh,
Justin Fields.
Yeah, just for the rushing.
In place of Prescott?
In place of Goff.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
Their offensive line thing kind of scares me, and maybe they throw the ball more, but he's going to be running for his life, I think.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I mean, I definitely dropped Drake May off of this list. I think I like what I saw from him, but I don't think he's this close to being up into that realm, especially not up there at 8. I mean, if you sneak him in at 12, maybe you could convince me with a good argument, but you putting him up there in 8 over guys like Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, I think you might have been hitting the glass stick before you got on the pod. But other than that, like if you guys don't know, that means that he's smoking crack. So I mean, I'm thinking that when he's got Drake May up there at 8, it's just really hard for me to take his opinion all that serious, Ray. So convince me as to why exactly we should listen to this list now. After you did so well in the beginning, throwing my boy at the top, and then turning around and just like literally jumping off a cliff and laughing all the way down.
Yeah, Drake May is up there because I like him. I believe in him. And I'm glad that you don't feel the same way, because that means I'll get him in every single draft. I think that he's got really good rushing upside. I mean, the guy had, I think, like 600 rush yards last season on probably the worst offense that we saw out of 32 teams. So he's got a lot more improvements that came over this year. And I think that he's going to flourish with all that talent. it's going to make him a strong candidate to be top 10, and that's exactly why he's at number 8.
I mean, I guess I'm not gonna. I don't know. I mean, I definitely don't want what you're smoking though, because I don't do hardcore drugs. But now that you've gone through your list of 12, why don't you go ahead and tell us who it is that you're gonna take to fill out our lunch tray after I give us a quick recap on where we're at. We've got our broccoli Kittle for $2. Our Derrick Henry Meatloaf Classic Lay's flavored potato chips for $6. We've got our Dr. Pepper Not Marvin Harrison for $1.
Impersonator.
Yeah. Our poor man's Marvin. And where are we going next, buddy? What's coming on? And I think everybody's going to love this one because it's probably my favorite.
Yeah, it took a lot of time to make, so I hope you guys enjoy it. But I'm going to go with the number 10 on the board for $1. That's why he's so far back, so I can afford him. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes.
And Patrick Mahomes is hummus, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that a picture of Apple?
Yeah. And that face he makes after he loses to Josh Allen.
So, yeah, I think after last year, he had a tough year. He's going to bounce back, I think so. I mean, he's got all the parts he needs around him except for a 72-year-old tight end. But I think they're going to be all right. So I'm going with Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, man. I love it. And you know what, guys? To be honest with you, my favorite part of this segment is seeing Patrick Mahomes' head sticking out of the hummus with a peanut bread on it. Like, it's just like, can't help it. Just love it. Oh, man. And to be honest with you guys, man, Patrick Mahomes is going for such a great deal right now. I mean, I've seen him dropping down into the third rounds and stuff like that in some of these super flex drafts. So if you're getting Patrick Mahomes in the third round and you're getting him for what's the equivalent of $1 on this lunch tray, you're making out like a bandit. Now, I know looking at this, it doesn't look like a very appetizing lunch for a teenager. But hey, guys, you know what? It's what you can do when you only got $10 budget in today's economy. So, but we did it. We got ourselves a $10 lunch, and I feel like other than the actual flavors, I think we did a pretty good job.
Hey, Tennessee Nick, nobody. Yeah. That's the answer to that.
That's what I want to know who's eating this.
Nobody.
So that's the guy who was like stuck at the end of the line by the time he got up there. That's all the shit that was.
This is a prison menu.
Yeah, the chips are expired, by the way.
Prison menu.
Oh, love it. That's so good. Oh, man. So that was our lunch. I hope you guys enjoyed our lunchtime segment.
That's what Ruggs is eating every day.
I think I really enjoyed this segment.
That might be too soon.
That's what Ruggs is eating.
Man. I'm not gonna lie. I really wanted the pictures to be a little more advanced, but I think the fact that they turned out as bad as they did was even added to the comedy of it. So I'm happy with the overall outcome of that. That was pretty entertaining. I mean, the Patrick
was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Great.
I like what Kevin put in there. It's detention food.
I really hope Patrick Mahomes picks up, and it becomes like a thing,
a sleeper profile picture,
right? Maybe you'll become like a the next spokesperson for the hummus.
I'm telling you, dude, that's gonna be a promo going out soon.
Oh, you gotta love it. Oh, that was great. So next segment, guys, we're gonna roll on into is we're gonna talk about is a little bit with some Ballsville updates for you guys. We got Division 10 coming up here soon. Jimbo, do you know exact date on when that's going to launch, or do you have a ballpark?
I do have a ballpark. It's going to be within about 30 minutes.
That's a really good ballpark right there. So
Division 10 is dropping tonight. So I know you guys have been Jones, and all you degenerates that have been jonesing all week with no new drafts out there. Right after the pod, guys, hit it. It'll be open tonight. And I'm going to stay up for a little while and get you all drafting at least one of them tonight. So make it quick, and we'll get one drafting tonight.
Hey, look at that, guys. So you could actually literally start drafting today. on this thing. That's awesome. So, and you're gonna launch all 8 of them right now, Jimbo?
Yeah, they're going to launch all Division 10 leagues 1 through 8 will drop tonight, where you can start, getting your draft spots. We'll probably try to get one draft at least rolling tonight. I'm sure the guys will jump in there and we can get one rolling tonight for sure. And all 8 will be open to get in there. I do got to go to bed sometime, so we'll get them going. We'll get them going, and then I'll be up at 3:30 in the morning, so we can get that morning crew too.
Hey, you don't have to sleep, Jimbo. What
Just
do
a little
they say?
bit.
You sleep when you die? Is that the terminology?
And you guys can hit it hard on Friday because I'm off on Friday, so
Nice.
I'll be out tomorrow about 2. And with the weather, I won't be up in the crane tomorrow, so I'll have my phone. When we go up in the sky crane, they take my phone away. I can't do it on if I'm in the sky crane.
So yeah, but hey, as long as we get some launching tonight, dude, that's all that
And
matters,
I think
right?
we're 16 of 24 on the triathlon Apollo. So if we can get them guys in the bullpen to pay and we get some new guys in there, we can get that filled for next week's pod when the governor gets back.
Heck yeah, man. Excited. And then, on top of that, guys, if you guys don't already know, we do have a gathering coming up at the end of August. It's going to be on Labor Day weekend. We're going to do anybody who can make it out to Vegas. If you come on out, you can join us. We're just going to have a couple of things where we're going to work together on a few events, between us, and then maybe some fantasy drafting that we're going to work on. So you guys are welcome to come on by, reach out to any of us in the sleeper threads. We're welcome to give you guys the deets on what we're doing. Everybody's finding their own place to stay, though. There's no specific where to go to book anything. Okay, so if you want to show up, book your own travel, and then let us know when you're coming. Other than that, guys, we got redraft coming up soon. That's going to launch here probably within the next few weeks. So the Alex will give us an update on that one soon. Keep an eye out in the Discord and on the website. You'll get those going. We have the triathlon games going right now. We got 2 more that we're looking to fill, and then we're going to have our final 3 launching for the season. So feel free to fill those ones out. We're about halfway full on those triathlons that are currently filling up, guys. So once you guys fill those ones up, we're going to launch the final 3 gods, and you guys can work on those ones before the season starts.
I think one of those triathlon drafts starts Saturday.
We do. We have one like that. It's been literally one of the first ones that we did. Is finally going to draft the light side of it. Is finally going to draft on the 5th this month.
Yeah, I'm in that one. Yes.
Yeah, me too. I've been patiently or not so patiently waiting. And then I realized that it's going to be on the 5th. I'm like, why did we pick the day after a holiday at 10 a.m. to launch this draft? It feels
What's
like
that, Amon, right? Light.
Yeah, Amon Ra Light is the draft that's going off. So you guys, if you're not in them, the ones that are currently signing up are Minerva and Apollo. So look for those ones.
Oh, you're way down there. You got what, the 109?
Yeah, I'm on the back end of that one.
Well, JoJo's got the turn, and I got 1-6. Give me some Jamar Chase.
There you go. So we'll go into our final segment here, guys. We're going to save trade talks for next week. So if you guys submitted some trades and you want to hear about those, you can hang on for next week's episode, and we're going to run through those trades along with whatever else gets submitted between now and then. So for this week, though, what we're going to do is a new thing that we're going to be calling Boss Baby. And what we're looking here for the Boss Baby is who is going to be the boss rookie out there? Who's going to be the rookie that scores the most fantasy points this year? No matter what team, no matter what position, who is going to be the overall top scoring rookie in fantasy football for 2025? So we're going to call that man the Boss Baby. And there would have been some really awesome, fun graphics to go with that too. But again, our graphics department is in the works. So for now, this is what you guys are going to get. Is a nice, awesome little screenshot of just some rookies listed with the odds of them for Rookie of the Year. So these are, again, Rookie of the Year odds, not for fantasy scoring title. This is literally just Rookie of the Year for the NFL odds. So as far as the actual fantasy scoring titles are concerned, that's going to be what we're going to give you guys right now. So let's go ahead and go Trevor first, man. Trevor, who is your guy? And don't tell me that you took the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, I took the layup. I'm just going to take Genty. It's not great odds, and it's probably not something I'm really going to put money down on if I was to go to Vegas for the meeting. But, it's probably the most guaranteed money. That's why, the difference of plus 290 to even to Travis Hunter for 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, it's the easy one to pick for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's a bad move at all. You know, there's a reason that his odds are that much lower than pretty much everybody else, with the exception of Cam Ward here. So, you know, that makes sense. Definitely does make sense. You got anything to say about that, Jimbo or Ray?
I think he made a good pick.
Of course you do. We all know you do.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. What about you, Ray? Got any thoughts?
I mean, that's pretty much a slam dunk. Genty's he's gonna go off. I mean, that's the hope. So we'll see what he can produce over there this year, and good luck.
Hey, no, you're right. I get it. And so since you're the last one to go, Ray, let's hit you go first right now. Who is your guy that's going to take this fantasy scoring title for rookies?
I'm gonna go with RJ Harvey, primarily because it almost looks like Ray Harkey, and that's my name. So I feel like I play for the team now. So I have a relationship with RJ Harvey now. So I'm gonna go with him.
On Sunday.
Just more proof that you and Jimbo are related.
They drafted him 60th overall. I know they signed J.K. Dobbins, but that doesn't really mean anything to me. It's probably going to be more of a leadership role that he's going to be doing. But mostly he's going to be a workhorse. It's going to be R.J. Harvey. I expect him on Sean Payton's offense to go off. We saw what Alvin Kamara did when he was there, and he's a beast. So I think R.J. Harvey, just looking at his picture right now, he looks like a dog too. So, and I also like those 3,000 plus 3,000 odds. You know, you put a little money down.
Hey,
I understand.
If he's the top scoring fantasy rookie, then he should be the one that ends up winning that rookie offensive rookie of the year too, for where he got drafted and the expectation level. So, you know, that's definitely a good one there. So what about you, Jimbo? Who are you taking since Trevor's?
Well, everybody making fun of me in the chat. He wasn't on the list available to pick. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and take Cam Ward because quarterbacks always win these awards. Quarterbacks win all the awards. I'm taking Cam Ward. He's gonna have the highest scoring rookie.
I don't blame you. I think it's a solid pick on that quarterback side of the world. I feel the same way as you. So what do you guys think? You got any rebuttals to that quarterback thought process?
I like Cam Ward. I think he's going to do just fine there.
I think he's going to struggle. I think he's going to have a Drake May-esque season, and everyone's going to be predicting him at quarterback 9 next year.
Number 8. Let's get it right. Number 8.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, I'm not touching him this season. I mean, in Dynasty, it's fun to hope for it. I don't know. He's probably going to turn out like Bryce Young as well.
Ooh.
See, and I'm gonna shoot for the moon here, guys, because everybody here is taking their easy picks, with the exception of our name friend over here wanting to take his buddy whose name just happens to be similar to his. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and go really out there and take the far left field guy and go with my boy up in Nolans, Tyler Shuck.
Boy, is that Jimbo's hot take you're trying to do?
I'm totally jacking your hot take right now. Tyler Shuck, baby. That man is going to score so many points. It's going to come out of nowhere. He's going to have that Brock Purdy style rookie season. He's going to come out here on fire.
You heard it right here on Ballsville, guys. It wasn't my pick.
Yep, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I said it, and I meant it.
I mean, he's got a.
I do have a hot
now
take
behind Anthony Richardson, but
he's going pretty late in drafts, man. I mean,
that you
can get out of him. Like he's for people like Trevor who tried to fade the quarterback in our best ball draft, and then ended up with like Justin Fields and Josh Allen as his only 2 quarterbacks. You know, I think he really wanted to get a little bit of that Tyler Shuck, but waited just 1 round too long. Actually, I did too, because I was going to take him, but then I waited when he went right, like literally a pick in front of me, which was 2 picks in front of Trevor.
Yeah.
Well,
if that's really how you feel, you probably should have had an Olave in your top 12.
Oh. Wow.
Ooh, look at this guy over here trying to call me out on my like inconsistent takes from one to the next. Oh, I love it. All right. Hey, you know what? That's what happens when you don't include a guy like Olave in your top 12. But hey, just because Olave, I don't think he's in the top 12 doesn't mean that I don't think Tyler Shuck could win top fantasy scoring rookie of the year. You know, I don't think those two need to necessarily correlate.
I think Taysom Hill has a shot at outscoring him.
Oh man, okay. That you want to put a pub sub on it?
No.
Oh, okay. Wait, speaking of pub subs, wasn't there a little bit of a pub sub bet that you had going on with Ray on the phone, and we wanted to make sure that we got this on air before we closed out the night tonight. So, can you remind me, Ray, what was that conversation we were having earlier with a pub sub bet of some sort between you guys? You guys wanted to double it up and make it a $20 pub sub bet and do like or something.
I know we were talking about a bet, but I'm gonna be completely honest. I
I
totally forgot what it was. I'm just being real. I don't know what it was, but
what were we talking about? Was it quarterbacks?
Oh,
I feel like it was quarterbacks, but
it was your bet. I didn't know I was supposed to be the one to remember it, or I would have worked hard to do that.
I don't remember.
Trevor was supposed to tell you so that you could write it down.
You guys are great.
Was it Drake May? Is that what we were talking about?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
It's okay though. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out off air and we'll do it. We'll do a short for it. We'll do one of Jimbo's hot take style shorts for it. But there's a Travis Hunter pub sub out there, the top 30 wide receiver bet that's out there right now. So that's one of our pub subs so far. And I know we have at least two that have popped up. So we'll get a list going for you guys, and then we can add that to the list when you guys decide to get your memory banks kicked into gear. But so that was pretty fun though, guys. I mean, what did you think? You guys like that segment, or I know we want to church it up a little bit next time with some better graphics. But hey, so far I think the Boss Baby style was a good one.
Yeah, it's the slow season, so just trying to come up with stuff. So.
Hey man,
we'll get rocking here pretty soon. We got another month until real practice, so
that's when the good news comes out.
I know, right? We're so close.
The injury reports come out.
That's the good news. That's the juicy stuff that you guys are waiting for.
Yeah.
Jimbo, you gonna go to training camp at all up there in Tampa? Are you gonna go hit the training camp at all?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've already been to 2 OTAs and one sports writers thing that was at an OTA, but I wasn't out on the field that day. But I've been to 2.
No, hey, there you go. All right, man. Why aren't you coming in here and recording episodes about your OTA visits?
Well, the whole thing is it's a process. You got to get a media pass before you can do any interviews. So
no, I mean, why aren't you just recording what you see? Why aren't you coming out here and just your notes?
I don't think you're allowed to.
You got to have a media pass, and you got to be able to pass the background check, which I did. I did that with flying colors, and you got to do a drug test, and then you can get your media pass. And then once you get your media pass,
marijuana, because if they do, I'm fucked.
I don't know. You got to take a drug screen, so I'm sure that's on there. But anyways,
it shouldn't be.
And then you can get your media pass, and then you can actually do tape recorded interviews. You can do written interviews. Yeah. Yep. It's coming.
Good for you, Jimbo. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. It's something.
How about you guys? You gonna do any tripping out there for some training camps or even games this year?
Negative.
Nope.
Gosh, you guys are boring.
I don't do preseason, none of that stuff.
Ray, if you went to a game, Ray, you could actually find a T-shirt that fits.
I'll have to get one this year.
You wouldn't have to borrow your little cousin's.
Yeah, it still fits though. It's just a little tight.
Dude, if I wore something tight like that, dude, it would be probably one of the most disgusting things. I don't think anybody would want to see that.
It'd be a shape for sure.
Your belly be poking out.
Just don't know what kind of shape.
I love it. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, that's all we got planned for you guys today. I guess we got through that a little bit quicker than I anticipated. We could have spent a little more time, but that's all right. You guys get you out there a little early tonight, and we'll be back next week with another wonderful episode that we will continue to try to come up with fun and ridiculous games for you guys to keep your entertainment. And hopefully a few a few guests will be back for next week. We're going to talk to the panel and see if any of them are available. I want to say thanks to these guys for showing up this week for me, Jimbo and Ray and Trevor. And if you guys want to chat with them at all, they're on Sleeper. Their handles are here. Jimbo, did you change your official handle to this? Jimbo's orbiting.
My sleeper name is actually Jimbo's Bimbos, and that was given to me by a bunch of kids that I did fantasy with. My son, who is not a kid, he's 36, but that group of guys from Michigan, they used to make fun of my teams like everybody does here, and so they used to call me, my players, Jimbo's Bimbos, is how I got, that my players were Bimbos. So,
but you didn't change it. It's still the same.
I didn't change it. I just shortened it up just because everybody calls me Jimbos. So I just kind of shortened it up.
Alrighty. So if you guys are looking for him on Sleeper, it's still Jimbo's Bimbos. Trevor is Tattooed Tortoise and Ray is 760 side. So myself, Trader Clem, if you guys didn't already know, then where the hell have you been? But we will definitely be back for you guys next week. We really thank you guys for being here. If you haven't already, again, please like, subscribe, and visit our website at theballsvillegame.com. Thanks a lot, guys. We will see you next Wednesday at 5:30. We are out of here.